Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and I'm doing the TBR tag today. I saw this from Book Twins Review, so I'll link their channel down below. I've also just seen this going around a couple of times recently, and I thought it would be a fun tag to do. So that's what we're doing. Question number 1, how do you keep track of your TBR? I memorize it, and I know that that sounds insane, especially with the number of books I have, which I am aware that I asked if you guys wanted a bookshelf tour at some point, and if you want one, let me know, because I am planning on doing it. It's such a big project that I'm putting it off. But anyway, I memorize it. I know what books I've read, I know which books I haven't read, and I can go through every book on my shelves and tell you if I've read it or not, and probably, give or take, maybe 6 months when I read it. But that's how I keep track. Otherwise, I have a bunch of books on Goodreads, but they don't match up necessarily with my physical books. Goodreads is more of a, ooh, I see this book at the store, but I can't afford it right now, so I'm going to take a picture of it and come back type of a thing. So really and genuinely, I just memorize it. Number 2, mostly print or ebooks. Definitely mostly print. I do have ebooks. A lot of them are the free ones, so classics and stuff like that. I've bought some really cheap. That's how I read Red Rising a couple years ago. I have, I think, all of Percy Jackson on ebook, but I only use my Kindle when I'm traveling and I can't take more than 3 books, because I just really prefer print, which means that most of my collection is print. Number 3, how do you decide on your next book? I walk into my library, this room, look around, and see what jumps out at me. Number 4, longest book on your TBR. Oh, there's several. It could be one of the Outlander books, probably is one of the Outlander books, or Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, or one of the Games of Thrones books. I think those are the longest books that I have not read on my shelves. So, one of those. Number 5, recently added to my TBR. I will direct you to this coming Sunday's video, because that is my March book haul, and that is all of the books that have been recently added to my TBR. Otherwise, I mean, I've been making TBRs for, what, 2 years now? So, not TBRs, I mean, I have been doing TBRs, but hauls. I'm doing hauls for 2 years now, and you can watch my progress from there. Number 6. It's on your TBR because it's a pretty cover. If you've followed me for more than a month and you've seen a haul, or even if you've just seen a haul by me, you realize that a lot of my books are on my TBR because they have a pretty cover. Maybe not all of them, but I would say a solid half of them. If they're not a pretty cover, then it's, I already know I like the subject and I want to read it, so Elizabeth I falls into that category pretty solidly. Or it's an auto by author, or it's a book that I got cheap and therefore the cover doesn't matter as much. So, I mean, take your pick, really. Number 7, it's on your TBR but you never plan on reading. None of them, absolutely none of them. I have all the best intentions of reading every single book on my TBR. Whether or not that will happen before I keel over, I don't know, because I could keel over tomorrow. I mean, I hope I don't, because I'm in the middle of several books, but it's a whole other thing. So, none. I plan on reading all of these books. It may take me eons to do, but I plan on reading them. I don't buy books if I don't plan on reading them. Number 8, unpublished. A book on your TBR that is unpublished but you're really excited for. The one that immediately comes to mind comes out April 28th, and it is 7 Endless Forests. I don't remember the author, I'm sorry, I'll put a picture up. And that is because it is an Arthur retelling, and we know I love Arthur retellings. Otherwise, I am very much looking forward to Alison Weir's Catherine Howard book in the Six Queens installment, and then obviously her Catherine Parr book as well. I don't own any of them. I keep looking for them more cheaply, or really, that's not even true. I look for Catherine of Aragon because I refuse to read them out of order, but I only ever find Anne Boleyn and then maybe Jane Seymour in stores, so I have to get them online, and every time I'm online I forget to look specifically for those books. So at some point I will get them, but I am very excited to read that whole series. Number 9. Everybody But You has read it. You could name pretty much any John Green book for this. Right now you could name any Brandon Sanderson. I have not read The Poppy War, I've not read Spinning Silver, although that's high up on my TBR. I've not read Darker Shade of Magic, and I have no intention to. Let's see, I've not read The Tiger's Daughter. What else haven't I read? Oh, I've only read the first 3 of the Falling Kingdoms series, which everybody and their mother seems to adore for some reason. I don't understand that. I think that's a lot of the big ones that I haven't read. Oh, 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, haven't read that one, although that's over there on that shelf. Let's see, number 10. A book on your TBR that everybody recommends to you. The one that immediately comes to mind is Evelyn Hugo and the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Except that I've already read that one, so that's not so much on my TBR. The Nightingale would be next. I do own that, I got it really cheap, and that's the only reason I bought it. I do plan on reading it, just not anytime soon. That one will be a very low priority book for me. But that is one that everybody and their mothers has recommended to me, which is great, that's fine. I appreciate recommendations at all times. That one is just very, very popular, and it's not... I enjoy reading about World War II, but given a choice, I'd rather read nonfiction, I think. Number 11, a book you are excited to read. All of them. All of them, just all of them. All of them. All of them. And the oh my goodness, I can't talk. The last question is number 12. What is the number on your Goodreads TBR? I actually just checked this the other day, and it's only 706. Like I said, I don't mesh them, so I don't go through my library and put every single unread book onto Goodreads, because that's just a lot of work that I don't really want to do. But I know that there's a couple hundred that are not on my Goodreads that I own, and there are a couple hundred that are on my Goodreads that I don't own and haven't read. So my Goodreads TBR says 706. If I were to add everything in my library, it'd be probably over 1,000, because I can almost guarantee I have 500 or more unread books. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. That is the TBR tag. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your answers to any of these questions down below. I'm very curious. And if you've read The Nightingale, let me know if I should make it a higher priority or if I should just eventually get there. That's all I have. I will see you in my next video. Bye.